Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. Again, talking to head men's basketball coach Ben Miller. Coach, we've talked about this, and the team's had a few injuries. Shamel's been down a couple of times in the season. You mentioned concussions and Reggie being sick. But one of the strengths of this team throughout the season has been your depth. And this has been a luxury, really, that in past years UNCP hasn't had. You can go 10, 11, even 12 deep, even more in some games. Talk a little bit about your team's depth. And is it fair to say that so many underclassmen seeing quality playing time this year is going to benefit us in the future?
Yeah, we hope so. But we do have good depth, and I think every team's going to have their challenges with injury here, illness, different things like that. But early in the season, we were fortunate. We had a couple games where some of those guys got really good minutes and helped build their confidence. And it's really important over the course of the season. And you're looking at, we don't want to look too far ahead, but hopefully if we're good enough to make the conference tournament where you have 3 games in 3 days and situations like that, it's really important, and then just dealing with some challenges. But the guys have come in and stepped up and made plays, every one of them that we've called on. Even James McGee, there's been times where a guy like him who most games won't get in, but when we had a few injuries earlier, he stepped up, and you could go on down the list of guys that have made big contributions. So
yeah,
it really helps. I
mean, it's nice when you can send in Jihad or Griff or any of these Ben Jacobs, and there's not going to be a really significant drop in quality. I mean, that's, like I said, that's a big luxury to have. Yeah. Another big thing that the team has done well this year is team rebounding. You've out-rebounded your opponent, I think, in 17 of the games you played so far. I know this is something that you and your coaching staff stress every game. I mean, why is a rebounding advantage such a big deal?
Well, it's a huge statistic, and when you look at correlation between different stats in the game and winning percentage, rebounding margin is always one of the top 2 or 3, along with defensive field goal percentage and some other things. But that's something, first of all, you got to recruit guys who can rebound, and then just it's what you emphasize every day in practice. And we have a little deal with our guys: if we get out rebounded, we have to practice the next day at 6 a.m. So that's a little extra incentive.
That's three times they've had to do that then.
Yeah.
Well, I want to focus on Big George for a minute, one of your senior leaders on the team. He's been huge all year. He's averaging 13 points and about 10 rebounds a game, even higher in conference play. I mean, obviously George contributes a lot, but talk about what George gives to this team, and why is he such a difficult matchup for so many other teams?
Well, he's really worked hard. He's always been big. He just wasn't as well put together when he first got on campus. And he's worked hard in conditioning and strength. And he really moves well. For somebody 6'9", 250, he really is fairly quick. Not a super high jumper, but he's gotten better at using his strength. There's strong guys out there that don't know how to use it on the court, and he's gotten better at positioning himself to rebound, to score around the basket, and just running the floor. But he's also, his attitude's been great this year in terms of trying to step up into that senior leadership role, and that's been as important as any of the statistics.
And he goes to the free throw line quite a bit, and he hits pretty good percentage of free throws for a big guy.
Yeah, not bad. He works at it, and there's been some games he's struggled a little bit, but he's, as far as big guys goes, he's doing a good job there as well.
Well, up next, you got arguably a huge game on February the 2nd, which is the day that this program airs, against Armstrong Atlantic. They sit right above us in the Peach Belt standing, so this is a game for position as well. How important is this game to you guys? Yeah,
they're all, this time of year, they're all big. The biggest game is always the next one for us. And Armstrong's having a great year. They got the leading scorer in the conference. Eric Miller's about 25 points a game. And they've also got some good transfers. They got some good big guys to go with him. So they're having a great year, and it's going to be a very exciting game, I think, for our team and hopefully for the fans too.
What do you tell your players to prevent a letdown from happening given your road success?
Well, I think as the season goes on, I think the sense of urgency and the intensity level just gradually increases and increases. I think it's harder sometimes for those teams that maybe aren't in contention to go to the conference tournament, but fortunately we're in the mix down the stretch here, and I think every game in the Peach Belt is going to be a battle, especially that last month of the season where people are jockeying for tournament seeding and maybe hopefully even conference championship.
All right, Coach. Well, we look forward to an exciting second half of the Braves basketball season. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Assistant AD for Media Relations, Todd Anderson.